Breaking local news out of Monmouth County here in Lincroft. St. Leo, the church, has now been under investigation based on the financier that was in charge, Joseph Manzi, to have stolen almost $1.5 million. This is allegations at this time, has not been proven. However, Joseph Manzi, 78-year-old man from our local community, was in charge with take care of all the finances for the church. All the donations that would go for the children, for the church's benefit, have now been siphoned. Allegations that Joseph used the money for personal expenditures, such as his Cadillac, his home additions, his home renovations, expenses for his daughter, as well as sporting events, tickets for the New York Yankees, and things as such. This has been going on, they allege, since about 2019 to present, and only came undone when one of the charges that they were going to look at to dispute was on a credit card that was only under his name, and when they came to find out, the church, that it was tied to a personal vehicle to Joseph Manzi. Obviously, it was unauthorized, and that led to more expenditures that they found that were not permitted for him to spend. I mean, this is crazy. This is local. We're literally sitting 5 minutes from St. Leo in Lincroft. This is our local community. We pass it every day going to work. The only good thing about Leo right now is we have the Pope. So hopefully the Pope can save the day. We're from Rome. Come on, we need you, Pope Leo the 14th.
Yeah, I think the situation here legally is whether or not there's civil fraud versus criminal theft, how to evaluate the difference. The church is obviously a 501c3, which means it's a charitable organization. No money should be taken for personal use. You are allowed to pay yourself a salary as a charitable organization.
But does he have a standard? Because he is on charitable organization?
Well, I'm sure there is some sort of standard for the organization, but typically profits can't be used, especially not for personal gain. So to steal money from a church, one thing, just morally wrong. Especially for personal use. And now this gentleman, Mr. Manzi, is going to have both a civil attorney and a criminal attorney to represent him to fight off both types of embezzlement and theft, which is going to be an issue in court.
I mean, with the criminal side of it, he's looking at a few years in jail, a hefty fine, possibly even a constructive trust being set up for maybe his home. Because, again, if he doesn't have the money to pay it back, this is going to be serious. Where is it coming from?
Well, it's going to be interesting looking at Mr. Manzi's property, whether or not his property is held in his personal name or in an LLC. And if it is held in an LLC, was that LLC designed to protect himself from embezzled funds? And then what's going to happen is, in a situation like this, if I was the plaintiff's attorney for the church, I would try to get a judgment against that house to try to, gain back some sort of stolen assets. But I don't even know how much his house is actually worth.
This house is alleged to be worth $1.4 million in Atlantic Highlands. It is, to my knowledge, held personally under his name, so it's not under an LLC in that form. Josh, what do you think about the house part, the exposure of the house if it's under his personal name?
Well, if it's under his personal name, then he's absolutely exposed. I mean, he breached his fiduciary duty, right? You're not just stealing, you're stealing while you're in a position of power.
Yeah.
And it's brazen, too. I mean, I don't know how he thought he wouldn't get caught, right? I mean, they're going to review the credit card statements. You've got $1.5 million over the past many years that you're just siphoning off. Even if St. Leo's was flush with money, you're going to notice the $1.5 million.
I don't think thieves ever think they're going to get caught.
Do you want to hear one of the crazier things?
Yeah.
So as they're looking at the statements, some of the statements were intentionally destroyed by him, so they can't even count. So they believe at least right now it's $1.5 million. Who knows if it's more? Because if he didn't destroy the statements that account for $1.5 million, but, how much were the statements that he?
Well, then what do we do, right? If we can't find the statements, we subpoena the statements, right?
But here's my thing. If I'm on the flip side and I'm representing Mr. Manzi, right? Well, of course I had to buy Yankees tickets. I had to take the church choir to the Yankees game, and this was a charitable meeting, right? These are the types of arguments that people are going to make in this situation to try to reduce the amount of money that's owed, whether they're good arguments or not.
What was the Cadillac for?
Yeah, well, of course.
Well, that's for him. That's for his traveling to and from work.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And if it was bulletproof like the Pope's vehicle, that was definitely a charitable, charitable vehicle.
I'm sure now it's bulletproof. Yeah, because there's a lot of people that provide great money and add their hard work at every Sunday, donate to the church for good purposes, and this is where it's not being used in a good purpose.
And I believe St. Leo is a school as well.
It is
K-8.
Yeah. So in our area, I think it's one of the few, if not only, like true Catholic school left. And some people, I mean, and I don't mean this tongue in cheek, but people swear by it. I mean, there are people who go there Their kids go there. They love that place. And this isn't a negative statement on St. Leo and anything. I mean, it's terrible what happened. But from all accounts and people I know, friends of mine, they send their children there. They love that school. It's a wonderful church. And it's just terrible that this has happened.
And by the way, I'm sure that the school, as most Catholic schools, is very expensive to send your kids there. It's not like going to church, which is a free endeavor. You could go and pray. So how much money is going to get called back? Is the school going to be connected with this? Did the school lose money? There's going to be a lot of things they're going to unveil during the discovery.
They're asking for a change in the school leadership, because how do you let this go on for so long without having better checks and balances, right?
And not only that, there's also charitable designations where the state can protect certain charitable organizations for certain types of claims. This wouldn't be one of them. I know in New York they've restricted charitable protections. God forbid there's a slip and fall on a property, you could still sue that organization and collect funds. But this is the type of claim that whatever charitable protections are, I'm fairly certain that they're going to be able to pierce through those veils of protection and seize whatever money or assets this guy has. Prayers to all the friends and family that go to St. Leo's, and let's see how this unfolds. Subscribe, click. Let us know if you know who this guy is. Let us know if you have any information about this claim, and tune in for the next time we talk about the theft of St. Leo.